Already been out and about in the world today. I've got to do a radio show in a minute. Don't want to, but I got to. Um, get this out of my bib. Hold on. I want to give an endorsement to a friend of mine. His name's Monty Jones. What's the endorsement? If you ever meet Monty or you know him, he's been a longtime friend of mine, and he tells you something, you can bank on it. Now, what brought this on? Well, it was 15 degrees when I went to the store this morning. We have a vehicle I call the Green Bomb. I didn't want to use Linda's Navigator. She had already been to take the children's to school, SKOOL. Chillins. But so I took the Green Bomb. When I got it, the heater didn't work, and I put a inverter in it and had a little plug-in electric heater, and all that did, I was trying to defrost the window, all that did was burn some wiring that on the heater. So I made mention that I wish I had a mechanic that was worth something to fix that. I was tired of going and you know, I had the same thing done, a heater core replaced in Linda's old Navigator, and $1,800 later, they always found something else that needed to be fixed, you know. And her new old Navigator has some stuff that needs to be done on it, and we'll get around to it. I'll just have my son do it. Right now, he's trying to get moved. He was working full time when the expedition needed a heater core, and so he couldn't do it. Didn't have time. Anyway, Monty turned me on to some guys over in Lone Grove. I think it's M&K Auto or something like that. So I called them. I drove over to do it. Left the vehicle with them. A week later, I get it back. They were easy. They did a perfect job. That heater will roast you out of there. And the reason I say that, Brandon, my oldest son, and I had to go to the store this morning to pick up some eggs and some other stuff. Even though we got poultry, they're not laying right now. It's too cold, not enough sunlight. But Bo and I waited for the car to warm up and turn that heat on. And let me tell you something, it'll run you out of that car if you turn the heat all the way up. Thank you, Monty. I absolutely mean that, Bubba. I got a text message from him on my phone about Midsummer Murders, Father Brown, and Death in Paradise all being good shows. And we watch all of them. Well, I don't necessarily watch the Father Brown mysteries, but Linda does. She does. She has more time now that the kids are in school, but she hasn't really had a lot of time. So right now, I'm on the hunt for a inexpensive but not cheap and not falling apart either motorhome or a bumper pull travel trailer. When I find the right one, she found one she really liked because you can step right from outside into the bathroom, and it had an outdoor kitchen on it. The problem with that particular trailer, I have a friend that has a channel called Keeping It Dutch on YouTube, and they have that exact model, and they've had nothing but problems with it since they got it, and they're actually living in it while they're building a house on some property he's got. Linda said, I thought he had a house. He did. He sold it. If I got an RV, then we could travel in it and have a place to sleep, go to the bathroom, to prepare meals, whatever. But if I got a bumper pull travel trailer that was sufficient, we could park it that way here on the farm and have us a home here that we could also latch onto and haul it to Ada when we have to go to doctors. It's kind of a conundrum. I've been working trying to figure it out. Eventually I am going to build a house over that way on the farm. I've got an area over there that I like that gets it back off the road. Excuse me. I've got to have the money to do it. I don't go in debt for anything. I just don't, especially in these days. Let me tell you something, folks. It's just going to get tighter. You can believe that or not. Now there's a lot of folks advocating not going into debt. I'm telling you right now, don't go into debt. When you're in debt, you have to have X amount of dollars come in every month to service that debt. And if you don't have that money, guess what? You could become homeless. I've been real close to being homeless before. God's always smiled on us, and we've always had sufficient for our needs, and I appreciate that a great deal. But let me tell you something, anybody watching this that doesn't understand that principle right there, you know, Benjamin Franklin made a statement one time in Poor Richard's Almanac. He had a lot of little homilies and little homespun sayings, which he did it in the vernacular of the time, the common speech. Benjamin Franklin was Dr. Benjamin Franklin. A lot of people don't know that. Highly educated man, extremely intelligent. But he made a statement in Poor Richard's Almanac one time, a penny saved is a penny earned. They didn't pay interest on money back then. They just didn't. But what he meant by that is real simple. Excuse me. If you put some money back, then you have it when you need it. There's an Arab guy, just a second. So sorry about that. My nose has been running off. There was an Arab guy in the 12th century named Ahmed Muhammad Razuli. And he was famous for a number of things that later caused him to be executed because he liked young boys, let's put it that way. And so they ended up beheading him over that. But Ahmed Muhammad Razuli was the Arab that actually came up with the compounding theory. What is the compounding theory? Well, you take a penny and you double it every day. The first day you got 1 cent. The second day you got 2 cents. The third day you've got 4 cents. So forth and so on. And in 26 days you've got over $1 million. But the thing about that is it's one of the systems that banks use to basically cheat people out of interest on their savings. They use reverse compounding theory. They get X amount of dollars. When you got $6 billion in there and you're making money off the stock market and everywhere else off that money, and then you pay 20 years ago in certain accounts you could get 5% interest on your money per annum per year. Then they reduced it. You know, and probably the biggest crook in the banking business is Chase Manhattan, because at a Chase Bank, you've got to have $500 in your checking account at all times, or you pay them a fee every month. And if you want interest, well, it was that, now it's $5,000, I think. And if you want to be paid interest on your money, you got to have $20,000 in the account. International Bank of Commerce does the same thing. That's why I quit having anything to do with them. I think Linda's still got maybe $20 in an account with them. I don't know. They keep sending in little flyers and stuff, but we're done with them. They cheated her out of money. We don't deal with folks that do that. We just don't. But what got me off on this tangent is this. On Facebook and other social media, you're going to see people promising the moon if you'll spend money with them. Let me tell you the best place your money needs to be. It needs to be in your pocket. Now, I do keep bank accounts. I've got 4 of them. Well, 5 if you count the burner cards at Walmart, but that's through Green Dot Bank, which is a joke. But we bank with Pauls Valley National Bank and Vision Bank, 2 bank accounts, and then I do Lincoln State Bank for my business account. It's in Oklahoma City. And then I have a couple of burner cards from Walmart, and I think Linda's got 2 burner cards. I'm not sure. The reason I call them burner cards, they're not going to really pay you any money, and they charge you once a month for a service fee, but it's a handy place to have money so that when you've got to pay something with a debit card or a credit card, you're not using your bank card. That's my financial advice for today. Well, what makes you think you know enough to have financial advice? Well, it's just because I love folks. I try to help them out, and I give them what works for me. I do need to report to my friend Chris Kimball. Shawn the Sheep got a reprieve. The reason he did is I don't want Nick and Bo having to deal with butchering him, killing him, and all that, and bleeding him out on their second day off. And it was so late yesterday, Nick had to go get the kids from school. Linda wasn't feeling well. Hopefully today she'll feel well enough to go get them. If not, I'll go get them, you know. But Nick had to fetch the chillins from school, and so she was ill, still feeling kind of puny today. Her stomach hurts. And so she made tacos last night, and I said, I'm here to tell you there's the bestest taco, soft taco I ever ate in my life. And it was. It was delicious. But that's pretty much what's happening here on the spread, except for my belly, which is bigger than where I live. I'm working on that too, kind of, sort of. I like being fat. It gives me extra insulation and I don't have to worry about freezing to death. If you believe that, I've got a bridge in Arizona I'll sell you. And it's not mine. Mom John, I hope you're doing well. And I got your message on Facebook, and I'm glad my nephew Justin Bonnell does not have COVID. He's a super sweet kid, has a beautiful baby. But I hope you're doing well. I hope my brother John's doing well. Hope y'all are staying warm. I imagine it's colder up there than it is down here. To my brother Michael Paul, stay warm, stay safe, and stay out of trouble. I know you will. You're a smart guy. To my buddy Chris Kimball in Florida, I imagine that pig tasted pretty good. And I imagine Shawn, the sheep, is going to taste pretty good when he finally ends up going to freezer camp. Mutton steaks are really good, you know. I mean, if you know how to cook them right. My oldest adopted son grew up eating mutton. He hated it. He said it was too greasy. It depends on how you prepare it. I gave a lady over at Long Grove a suggestion on something, and it works on wild game and it works on anything, but you marinate, and if you do it overnight, it's even better. Half vinegar, any kind of vinegar, half milk. And you put the meat you're going to prepare in there and you marinate it in a refrigerator, preferably overnight. But marinating it for 4 hours works pretty good. But what that does, it pre-digests the meat, and then you rinse it off. What I mean by pre-digest, it softens, it tenderizes the meat better than any meat tenderizer you're going to do that with. Any cut of meat, it will work on it. The toughest chuck roast you ever seen, you cut it into steaks and you do that, and then take it out, rinse it off, do your rub or whatever you're going to do, fry it, roast it, barbecue it. It'll melt in your mouth. But that's how you get around gamey taste like on tough deer meat. You can do it with fish, you can do it with poultry, you can do it with any kind of meat. I haven't tried human meat yet because I'm not a cannibal, but you know, it'd probably do it for that too. But that the thing that it's like Lynn and I were at a breakfast yesterday, and I was talking to the owner in there at a Boomerang restaurant, and that the reason I'm bringing this up, I need Monty, or I'll text you, I'll PM you, Monty, on Facebook. I need to know something about the owner. I don't know if you were talking about the owner of the 10 Boomerangs or the corporation guys that own the whole shebang. But I have a question. It might determine whether I ever eat there again or not. And our dining out is going to be curtailed greatly. There's some stuff out there right now that doesn't wash off, and so I think we're fixing to hit the freezer and do a lot of cooking at home My son Bo fixed me breakfast this morning. It was delicious. It's not that I'm too lazy to cook my own breakfast. The problem is I don't walk well enough to do it. And I'm perfectly capable of doing it. But anyway, I got sidetracked. But Michael, I hope you're doing well. I hope Chris in Florida, I hope you're doing well. Monty, M-O-T-Y, in Lone, Grove, America, I hope you and yours are doing well. Shelly Dion, I hope you and yours are doing well. And all you folks on here listening to this and watching this, I do pray for you every day. And David in Illinois, I hope you're doing well. Shelly, I hope your mom's better. I'm still praying for her. Jackie and her family, I hope you guys are doing well up there in Tennessee. Well, that's pretty much it. No closing music. And like that sign right there says, be kind. It pays good dividends. Love all of you. God bless you, and bye.